I wake up every morning. I wake up every morning with a new chance to change my life. Each morning is like a blank page, ready to be written with my actions, my thoughts, and my choices. I may not control everything that happens in life, but I do control how I start my day. I wake up every morning with hope that something good is waiting for me. I wake up with gratitude that I'm alive and able to try again. I wake up with purpose to work towards my goals, no matter how small the step is. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes life is hard. Sometimes I feel tired or lost. But each new morning reminds me that the story is not over. Every sunrise says, you still have time, you still have power, you still have a dream. So I choose to wake up not just with my eyes, but with my heart. I choose to smile. I choose to grow. I choose to rise. Every new morning is a fresh chance to begin again, no matter what happened yesterday. It is a gift, a moment that reminds us that life is still moving forward, and so can we. When the sun rises, it brings light not just to the world outside, but also to our hearts and minds. It's a silent message that says, here's another chance. Use it well. This idea may seem simple, but it holds great power. The truth is, many people carry the weight of their past, mistakes, regrets, failures, and they forget that every day offers a new opportunity to try again, to do better, and to be better. When we say that each morning is a new chance, it means that we are not stuck. We are not defined by our past, our pain, or even our fears. What matters is what we do now. Life gives us 24 hours every day, a full chance to make something better, even in the smallest way. A new morning doesn't expect perfection. It only invites effort. Whether your goal is to change a habit, fix a mistake, learn something new, or just be a little kinder than yesterday, the morning gives you the space to do it. Think about how a single small change in the morning can shift your whole day. Waking up with a positive thought instead of worry. Taking a deep breath before starting your work. Saying thank you for the little things, your breath, your family, your chances. These small actions may seem unimportant, but over time, they build a stronger, more hopeful mindset. Every great journey begins with one small step. And every morning is that step, the doorway to that journey. There are people who have faced loss, disappointment, even failure, and yet they rise each morning and continue. Why? Because the morning is proof that life is still offering them time to heal, time to grow, time to try again. The beauty of a new morning is that it doesn't judge us. It doesn't say you failed yesterday, so you don't deserve today. No, it quietly opens up and gives us the same chance it gives to everyone else. When we begin to value each morning as a fresh opportunity, we start living with more intention. We stop taking time for granted. We start setting small goals, practicing kindness, and appreciating progress, even when it's slow. The power of a new morning lies in its consistency. It comes every single day. Even when we don't feel ready, even when we feel broken, the sun rises, and that gentle reminder from nature says, you don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep going. There is something very healing about knowing that no matter how dark yesterday was, today brings light, and that light can be used to guide us toward our dreams, to fix what is broken, or to simply breathe and begin again. A new morning doesn't erase the past, but it gives us a fresh space to write a new chapter. That's what makes it powerful. It gives us control. It says, this day is yours. Use it well. ChatGPT said, we may not have control over many things in life, the weather, other people's actions, or unexpected events. But one thing we can always control is how we start our day. This simple truth can completely change the way we live. Every morning gives us the power to choose our attitude, our mindset, and our actions. It is a decision point. We can either begin the day with stress and negativity or with calmness and intention. That choice is fully ours. When we wake up, we can decide what kind of energy we want to carry throughout the day. If we begin with anger, laziness, or fear, the rest of the day often follows that path. But if we begin with peace, hope, or determination, it becomes easier to face the day with strength and confidence. The way we start affects how we think, how we treat others, and how we perform our tasks. It's like setting the tone for a song. If the first note is strong and steady, the rest of the music flows better. One powerful habit that shows how we control our mornings is having a personal morning routine. For some, this means waking up early, spending a few quiet minutes thinking or praying, going for a short walk, reading something inspiring, or writing a small goal for the day. These little actions are like building blocks. They prepare the mind and body for the challenges ahead. When you take time to start the day with purpose, you are telling yourself, I care about this day. I am ready for it. Even when life feels uncertain, a strong morning routine gives you something stable. It creates a sense of control in a world that can often feel unpredictable. Imagine starting your morning with deep breathing instead of rushing, with a smile instead of worry, with thankfulness instead of complaints. These small changes may not seem big at first, but they shape the way you see the world. They give you a moment to take charge before the noise of the day begins. The beauty of morning control is that it belongs to everyone. You don't need to be rich, famous, or perfect to take control of your morning. Whether you live in a big city or a quiet village, whether you are young or old, employed or still searching, your morning is yours. It does not depend on your past or your situation. It depends on your decision. It's also important to remember that controlling your morning does not mean everything will be perfect. Some days will still be hard. You may still feel tired, anxious, or distracted. But taking even one small action each morning, like drinking water, saying a positive affirmation, or simply sitting still, reminds you that you are not powerless. You are choosing how to respond, and that choice gives you strength. People often underestimate the value of mornings because they are busy or tired. But starting the day with care is not about doing more, it's about doing better. It's not about adding pressure, it's about creating peace. When we take control of our mornings, we stop letting the outside world decide how we feel. We become the writers of our own day. We learn that even if the world is noisy, we can begin the day with silence. Even if life is messy, we can begin the day with focus. And even if yesterday was full of mistakes, we can begin today with a new decision. Hope and gratitude are two powerful forces that shape the way we see our lives. When we wake up in the morning starting the day with hope, means we believe that something good can still happen, no matter what happened yesterday. It is a quiet belief that today holds possibilities. Gratitude, on the other hand, is the feeling of thankfulness for what we already have. Even if it is something small like a roof over our head, food to eat, or the ability to breathe. When we begin our day with these two thoughts, hope for what's ahead and gratitude for what's already here, we make ourselves emotionally stronger. Hope gives us energy. It lifts our mood and helps us move forward, especially when times are tough. It allows us to see beyond current problems and imagine better days. A hopeful person is not someone who ignores pain, but someone who says, yes, things are hard, but I believe they can get better. That simple belief keeps us from giving up. Ring up. It keeps us trying, learning, and moving. Gratitude also plays a special role in the way we begin our day. Many people wake up and immediately start thinking about what's wrong. The bills, the stress, the worries. But what if we shift that focus and start thinking about what's right? When we open our eyes and say a thank you for this new day, it changes how we feel inside. Gratitude helps us see that even when life is not perfect, there is still something good. That awareness brings peace to the heart. Together, hope and gratitude create balance. Hope looks ahead. It says, better things are possible. Gratitude looks around and says, good things already exist. When both of these are present in our mornings, they protect us from falling into sadness, anger, or frustration. They remind us that life is not just about problems. It's also about progress, blessings, and chances. Even in the most difficult situations, people who hold on to hope and gratitude are more likely to stay strong. For example, someone who is sick but hopeful is more likely to fight for their health. Someone who is poor but grateful is more likely to feel rich in spirit. It's not about ignoring pain. It's about seeing more than just pain. It's about choosing to see the full picture of life, not just the dark parts. This mindset doesn't come naturally to everyone. It takes practice. But it starts with small habits. In the morning, before checking your phone or starting your work, pause for a moment. Think of one thing you are thankful for. It could be your family, your health, a lesson you learned, or simply the chance to try again. Then think of one thing you are hopeful for, maybe a goal, a change, or a simple moment of peace. These two thoughts may take only a minute, but they plant seeds in your mind. And as the day goes on, those seeds grow into strength. Hope and gratitude also affect how we treat others. When we are hopeful, we speak with more kindness. This improves our relationships and our overall mood. People around us feel our energy, and when we begin the day with these two feelings, we not only help ourselves, we inspire others too. Every day is a step toward your goal, even if that step feels small or invisible. Progress is not always fast or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet and slow. But the important thing is that each new day gives us a chance to move forward. Our goals, whether they are personal, physical, or emotional, are not achieved overnight. They are reached by taking one step at a time with patience and consistency. Each morning brings with it the opportunity to take that step, to do one thing that brings us closer to where we want to be. Often, people feel discouraged because they are not seeing big results quickly. They compare themselves to others and feel as if they are behind. But the truth is, success is built on small, repeated efforts. For example, a person who wants to get fit doesn't need to run a marathon on the first day. They just need to take a walk. A student who wants to succeed doesn't need to study the whole book in one sitting. They just need to read a few pages every day. These small steps may seem too simple, but over time, they build up into real lasting change. What makes each day powerful is its ability to help us reset and refocus. Sometimes we get tired, we make mistakes, or we lose our motivation. That's natural. But when a new day begins, it gives us the chance to start again. It allows us to ask, what can I do today to move one step closer to my dream? That question is important because it turns big goals into small, clear actions. It removes the feeling of being overwhelmed and replaces it with focus. Let's take the example of someone who wants to become a better version of themselves. Stronger, more confident, more skilled. Each day gives them time to build those qualities. One day they might read a helpful book. Another day they might learn from a mistake. Another day they might practice a skill. Over weeks and months, those small actions create powerful results, but it all begins with the mindset. Today is part of my journey. Even rest days are steps toward your goal. Taking care of your health, calming your mind, or simply taking a break is part of the process. Growth is not always about doing more. Sometimes it's about doing what's right for the moment. A tree doesn't grow faster by being rushed. It grows by being steady. Human progress is the same. It is also important to remember that every person's path is different. What feels like a small step to one person might be a big achievement for someone else. We must not compare our daily progress to others. Instead, we should measure our days by our own efforts. Did I try? Did I learn? Efforts. Did I learn? Did I move forward in any way? If the answer is yes, then that day was a valuable part of your journey. When we view each day as a step forward, we stop wasting time. We stop waiting for someday and start using it a day. We become more present and more responsible for our actions. We begin to see time as a gift, not a burden. Even when progress is not visible on the outside, it may be happening on the inside, in our attitude, in our discipline, in our patience. This mindset builds confidence over time. You no longer fear slow progress because you understand that consistency is more powerful than speed. And because every day is part of your journey, you start to greet each morning with purpose. You wake up not just to survive the day, but to shape it, to use it as one more step toward the life you want to live. Challenges are a natural part of life, and they are also an important part of the journey. No goal, no dream, and no success story exists without struggle. The road to anything meaningful is never perfectly smooth. There are moments of doubt, failure, pain, and confusion. But these challenges are not there to stop us. They are there to teach us, to shape us, and to prepare us for what we are becoming. Every challenge has a purpose, even if we don't understand it right away. When we wake up each morning, we must remind ourselves that difficulties are not signs to quit. They are signs that we are moving forward. It is easy to feel frustrated when things don't go according to plan. Maybe you worked hard and still failed. Maybe you tried to be positive, but problems kept coming. In those moments, it's natural to ask, why me? But the better question is, what is this trying to teach me? Every challenge carries a lesson. Some challenges teach patience. Some teach strength. Some teach strength. Others teach us to let go, to trust, or to try a different way. If we look at our struggles not as punishments, but as teachers, we begin to grow through them instead of being broken by them. Waking up to a new day means waking up to a new chance to face those challenges with a stronger heart. Even if the problem is still there, you are not the same person you were yesterday. You have one more day of experience, one more day of knowledge, one more day of resilience. That's how we change. That's how we win, not by avoiding problems, but by getting better at facing them. Many people believe that successful people have easy lives, but if you look closely, you will find that they just handle their challenges differently. They don't run away from them. They accept them, learn from them, and keep going. They fall, they fail, but they rise again. And that's the key difference. Rising again is what makes you stronger than the challenge itself. It is proof that your spirit is bigger than your situation. Sometimes the biggest challenge is inside us: fear, self-doubt, laziness, or past pain. These inner struggles can be even harder than outside problems, but they can also be overcome step by step. Each day gives us time to understand ourselves better, to notice our thoughts, and to train our minds to be calm and focused. We don't have to fix everything in one day. We just have to keep showing up, keep trying, keep learning, keep believing. There are also days when challenges seem too heavy to carry. On those days, it's okay to rest. Resting does not mean quitting. It means taking a breath so you can come back stronger. Even during rest, your heart is healing and your mind is finding new strength. The challenge might still be there tomorrow, but so will you, and you will be a little braver than before. Another beautiful thing about challenges is that they connect us. When we share our struggles, we find that others have also walked through darkness. Their stories inspire us. Our stories inspire them. We begin to see that we are not alone. We are all trying, all growing, all facing something. And when we support each other, even the hardest challenge becomes easier to carry. So each morning, when we wake up, we can choose to face our challenges instead of fearing them. We can choose to look at them as part of the journey, not as the end of it. A challenge is not a wall. It is a test, and passing that test, even slowly, brings us closer to who we are meant to be. Spreading kindness is one of the most powerful things we can do every day, and the morning gives us the perfect chance to begin that cycle. Kindness doesn't have to be a grand or expensive gesture. It can be as simple as offering a smile, saying good morning, helping someone carry something, or even just listening without judgment. These small acts may seem minor, but they hold deep meaning. They have the power to change someone's mood, lighten their burden, or make them feel seen and valued. And the beauty of kindness is that it not only helps others, it also transforms us from within. When we wake up in the morning, our mind is often focused on ourselves, our goals, our plans, our problems. But when we take a moment to ask, how can I make someone else's day better? We shift our mindset. We begin to live not only for ourselves, but also for others. This kind of thinking creates a more compassionate and connected world. One kind word can make someone feel less alone. One small act of help can restore someone's hope. That's how powerful kindness can be. Kindness also spreads naturally. When we treat others with respect and care, they are more likely to treat others the same way. It becomes a ripple effect. For example, if you begin your day by speaking kindly to a family member, that person might carry that warmth into their workplace or school. In this way, one small act can touch many lives without us even knowing. It all starts with a decision, a choice to be kind even when no one is watching. The best thing about kindness is that it does not require anything special. You don't need to be rich, highly educated, or in a position of power to show kindness. Anyone can do it. A child, a student, a worker, a stranger. Sometimes just being present and offering your time or attention can be the greatest act of kindness. In a world that often feels fast, harsh, and disconnected, kind people become a light, a reminder that humanity still exists. Morning is a powerful time to begin this practice. When we start the day with kindness in our hearts, it sets a positive tone. It helps us approach situations more calmly and understand others more deeply. Even during stress or busyness, that intention to be kind helps us stay grounded. We may not always control how people treat us, but we can always control how we treat others. That is where our strength lies. Where our strength lies. Being kind is also good for our own health. Studies show that kind people often feel happier, more satisfied, and less stressed. Why? Because kindness creates connection. It reduces feelings of loneliness and builds relationships. It reminds us that we are part of something bigger than just ourselves. When we make others feel good, we feel good too. It's a beautiful circle that starts with one small choice. Even during hard times when we feel low or tired, choosing kindness can lift our spirit. It may seem like we have nothing to give, but a gentle word or a soft smile still matters. In fact, during difficult moments, kindness becomes even more powerful because it becomes a sign of strength. It says, even though I am struggling, I still choose to be good. It's important to remember that kindness is not weakness. It is not about letting others take advantage of us. It is about choosing love over hate, peace over anger, and connection over division. When we practice kindness, we become better versions of ourselves. We grow in patience, understanding, and wisdom. Each morning is a chance to begin this process again, to wake up and ask ourselves, oh, what kindness can I give today? So every morning when I open my eyes, I remind myself that life is a gift, time is precious, and each new day is a fresh chance, a chance to grow, to be kind, to take one more step toward my dreams, and to become a better version of myself. The morning is not just the start of another day, it's the start of new possibilities. And that's why every single day I wake up with purpose, with hope, and with the belief that I can make it count. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this speech inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment of motivation. Until next time, stay positive, stay strong, and keep waking up with purpose.